Arthur and His Knights by Elizabeth Lodor Merchant. Sir Perceval and the Silent Maid. She prayed and fasted till the sun shone and the wind blew through her, and I thought she might have risen and floated when I saw her. Sir Perceval Sir Perceval was the seventh son of King Pellinore, and because he was the youngest, his mother loved him best of all her children. She would have liked to keep him a child forever, and was very glad that he was too young to go to the wars with his father and his 6 elder brothers. She wanted him always to stay in the meadows near the castle, playing with a golden battledore and a silver shuttlecock among the flowers. But little Perceval was too active and vigorous to do things like these. He taught himself skill and strength by running in the forest, by breaking sticks from the strong trees, and by throwing them cleverly at targets which he invented and set up all alone. And one day, while he was practicing with these sticks, he saw 3 of the shining knights of the Round Table come riding through the wood. In breathless excitement he watched them pass, and then ran full tilt to his mother in the castle, and describing these bright strangers, asked her who they could be. Now the queen knew very well that they were knights, but she would not say so to her young son. She told him that they must be angels, hoping he would forget about them. But young Perceval squared his shoulders and felt the muscle of his arms. "If those are angels, then I will be an angel too," said he, and he set off running after the knights as fast as he could. He found them resting in a green glade with their horses tethered to the trees, and they told him they were no angels but knights from Arthur's court. Then the boy examined their armors and the trappings of their horses, and watched them wistfully when they saddled their steeds again and rode away. He was determined to join them, so he took a queer old piebald horse from a field hard by, pressed by a pack into the form of a saddle, and twisted some supple twigs into the shape of a bit and bridle. Then, looking the funniest rider you ever saw, he trotted off on the piebald horse to his mother, told her that the shining visitors to the forest were not angels but knights, and that as he was now very nearly grown up, he meant to follow them to King Arthur's court, and be admitted to the fellowship of the Round Table. His mother wept bitterly, but when she saw he was quite determined, she said that no king's son could go to Arthur's court in that pickle, and she gave him a suit of armor and a good horse, with as royal a saddle and bridle as he could wish. Also, she told him that if he wanted to become a knight of the Round Table, he must be courteous to all he met on the road, and must never fail to rescue any lady who called on him for help. Then she kissed him good-bye, and watched him set off quite alone, for he declared that he would not have even a little page to keep him company. He rode for several days through the deep forests and over the high granite hills, and presently he saw the towers of Camelot in the valley by a river. So he rode down into the valley and approached the castle gate. Now at this time wonderful things were happening in Arthur's kingdom. Strange fires were seen at night, burning on the tops of the mountains, and sometimes flickering deep in the forest glades. Voices and the music of harps were heard when the moon was full, and the voices sang of a great treasure which was hidden somewhere in the west over the sea, and which would heal the whole world of ills if it could only be found. In the evenings, when Arthur's knights gathered around the Round Table, a radiance would sometimes fall upon the Seat Perilous, and the fiery letters that spelled its name would shine forth again, as they had in Merlin's time, and sometimes other writing glimmered there also, writing which said that the time was coming when the Seat Perilous would be filled. All these things made the people of the court wonder and talk in whisperings together, asking what signs so strange could mean, and where the knight who was deemed worthy to sit in the Seat Perilous could be found.